What's up, guys? Dr. Mike here. The Specific Chiropractic Center is Naples, Florida. Naples, that is right. We moved a few months ago. It's been a while since I did an actual YouTube style video, but we're gonna get back into it as it's something that I enjoy doing. My fiance Natea, Dr. Natea, moved down here. She was living in Washington State. I was obviously in Wisconsin, and we needed to be together. So we decided to pick Florida. We wanted to be by the coast. We wanted to be in nice weather, so we picked here. It's been a ton of work getting everything up and going. We've been up and going for a bit now, but with that just comes a lot of things. Obviously, a lot of new decorations, as it's a completely different space from what we had and all that stuff. And one of the little decorations that is my most favorite thing in my office is this little pen holder. So what this is, it's a little brass pen holder. It looks like an old Harley Davidson tank. So it says HD on there. It says USA on the other side, and I just think it's really cool. It shows a little bit of myself in my office, just because I'm into older motorcycles and vintage Harley Davidsons and vintage Harley choppers and stuff. So I thought it was a pretty cool little piece that I wanted inside of my office. And I was thinking just a little bit ago. So this wasn't carved or anything like that. It was actually casted. So there was a mold made, and basically hot metal got poured into that mold, and then it cools off and it sets into this shape, which I think is really cool. And I was thinking how this can relate. I was thinking how this can relate really to our brain and our body, and when it comes to our brain and our body, a lot of us are molded from birth, and our upbringing kind of molds us into who we are and how we perceive things and all that stuff. But unlike this little pen holder paperweight, we're able to change that mold. That thing is stuck in that shape unless we cut it up and all that stuff, but it'd be a ton of work. And I mean, it is a lot of work to remold ourselves, but if we continually do different things and different work in our lives, we're able to kind of change the mold of our brain and of our nervous system as a whole. And that's something that I really try and focus on at the office is helping people change that mold that they're stuck in, and allow them to be how they actually want to be and really live the life that they want to live. And by working with the nervous system, that's how I help achieve that. And there's a variety of ways, there's a variety of other things people can do. And I always tell them, like, hey, you need to start looking at who you hang out with, what you eat, what's your exercise look like, what does your sleep look like? Like, all these things have a huge impact on yourself. And I mean, I know there's always that kind of classic saying as to, like, you are the sum of, like, the 5 people you hang out with the most. And that is totally true. And that's kind of what we're kind of getting at here is, like, we can really control how we are as people and how we, like, mold ourselves to be, which I think is really amazing because it shows that we aren't kind of, like, stuck in this hardwired thing. Like, when we think about genes and genetics, people think, hey, your genes and your genetics are just how you are and there's no way of changing them, where in reality there actually is a way of changing them, and there's a whole science behind it called epigenetics, where we're actually dealt more of like a hand of cards, and based on certain things we do in our life, that kind of turns on and off specific genes. So just because you might have a genetic predisposition for one sort of like disease or illness or something of that nature doesn't mean that you're stuck with it for your entire life, which I think is really amazing. And chiropractic care can be one of those things that you do to turn on or off a gene to really change your life and really kind of mold yourself and change the mold that you are already in. Now, obviously, if you really love yourself, that's great. I love you for loving yourself. But there's so many people out there that wanna change how they feel, change how they think, change how they appear to others, and all that stuff. And that's how really all this can be impacted just by what we do, who we're around, what we eat, what we think, how we sleep, how we exercise, all of those things can kind of change the mold so we aren't stuck in just a hard metal casing, but rather more of a permeable, adaptable casing where we're able to change how we view things, change how we view the world, and just become a better version of ourselves. And I want to thank you guys for tuning in tuning into this video and this week's specific show. Like I said, this is something that I'm going to try and do every single week. We're going to hop on here, have a different thing. We'll probably have some lifestyle stuff as well. I know, like I said, I'm big into motorcycles and like old motorcycles, so we might have some content with that, which I think will be really cool. It'll kind of show you a little bit more of my personality and what I'm into and all that stuff, along with just other fun stuff that Natea and I and our little dog Bella do around the area and that sort of thing. So thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week.